full effect.
Yeah. He's talking some trash to Durant as they're walking right in front of our table.
That moment sparked a war nobody saw coming. Behind the scenes, Edwards and Durant have been secretly feuding for months. And after Durant's savage comments about Edwards' personal life, Ant had no choice but to respond by attacking him. Edwards declares war on his idol. Anthony Edwards entered the 2024 NBA playoffs with one mission: destroy Kevin Durant's Phoenix Suns. The Minnesota Timberwolves faced the Suns in the Western Conference first round, and what unfolded became the defining rivalry of the modern NBA. Edwards, just 22 years old, had spent his entire life idolizing Kevin Durant. He called Durant his favorite player of all time, and credited watching him since age 5 as the reason he fell in love with basketball. But admiration would not save Durant from what was coming. Game 1 arrived on April 20th, 2024. The Target Center crowd of 19,000 fans packed the arena. Sensing something special, Edwards started slow, feeling out Durant's defensive pressure. Durant, at 35 years old, still possessed the lethal scoring ability that made him a two-time champion. He guarded Edwards personally, accepting the challenge of containing the young star. The first half remained competitive, with Phoenix hanging within striking distance. Then the third quarter arrived, and Anthony Edwards transformed into something terrifying. He erupted for 18 points in that single period, methodically dismantling Durant and the entire Suns defense. The moment that would define their rivalry came at the 3:37 mark. Edwards isolated Durant on the wing, using a hesitation dribble to freeze the future Hall of Famer. He stepped back, elevated, and splashed a three-pointer directly over Durant's outstretched hand. The shot extended Minnesota's lead to 16 points.
Durant trying to guard him. Edwards around the double team. Got a look. Butter. Ant-Man in full effect.
Yeah. He's talking some trash to Durant as they're walking right in front of our table.
Edwards backpedaled down the court, staring directly at Durant. Lip reading and leaked audio revealed exactly what he said. The words were unprintable for broadcast, but Edwards essentially told Durant he was washed and too old to guard him. The crowd erupted into Ant-Man chants as Edwards nodded and barked at the Phoenix bench. Durant stood there with a grin on his face, shaking his head in what appeared to be genuine amusement mixed with respect. The referees allowed them to continue jawing without issuing technical fouls, adding to the raw intensity of the moment. Edwards continued attacking, drawing fouls and hitting shots. When Devin Booker drew a soft foul call, Edwards turned to the officials and questioned the call loudly, demonstrating he feared nothing and no one on that court. Durant finished with 31 points but could not stop the onslaught. The final score read 120-95, a complete demolition of the Suns. In the post-game press conference, Edwards delivered one of the most memorable quotes of the entire playoffs. He spoke about Durant with genuine reverence while simultaneously acknowledging he had just embarrassed his hero.
Yeah, man, did you see him in the third quarter? I felt like we were supposed to be up 15-18 in the third quarter early. And if I'm not mistaken, he made 4 or 5 straight buckets, like it was nothing. And I became a fan at one point. I was out there like, God damn, he nice. Like it's nothing we can do. It's nothing we can do.
Edwards admitted that despite the trash talk, he found himself becoming a fan mid-game when Durant hit 4 or 5 consecutive buckets. He described it as one of the best feelings of his entire life, hitting a 3 and talking trash to the player he grew up worshiping. The duality of Edwards, simultaneously a killer and a fanboy, captured basketball fans worldwide. Durant took the high road in his own press conference, dismissing the trash talk as part of the game. It's just basketball, he said. You get hot, you make shots, you're gonna feel excited. Durant praised Edwards' energy and said he was so impressed with Ant and that he loved everything about him. The response demonstrated the mutual respect underlying their competitive fire. A highlight video exploded across social media, accumulating over 6 million views on YouTube alone. Reddit threads analyzed every frame, with users attempting to lip read the exact words Edwards spoke. One comment captured the sentiment perfectly. Hitting a 3 and trash talking your favorite player must be a new level of achievement. The post received 47,000 upvotes on the NBA subreddit, becoming one of the most discussed playoff moments of the year. Media outlets called the performance cold-blooded and began discussing whether this represented a passing of the torch from Durant's generation to Edwards' era. No fines were issued for the trash talk, but the NBA had been put on notice. Anthony Edwards was not just talented, he was fearless, and he would not stop until he proved himself himself against everyone, including his own idol. The Timberwolves carried that momentum through games 2 and 3, building a commanding 3-0 series lead. Edwards averaged 31 points per game, while Durant managed 26.8. The statistical disparity told only part of the story. Edwards was outplaying Durant in every meaningful way, dominating him defensively, offensively, and psychologically. Game 4 arrived on April 28, 2024, at the Footprint Center in Phoenix. The Suns faced elimination, and Durant knew his championship window was closing rapidly. Phoenix came out aggressive, fighting for survival. Durant scored efficiently, finishing with 33 points, but Edwards matched him bucket for bucket, accumulating 40 points on 7 of 13, shooting from three-point range, along with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. The defining moment came at the 2:18 mark of the fourth quarter. Edwards drove baseline against Durant and Bradley Beal. Both Suns players converged, expecting to cut off his driving lane. Instead, Edwards elevated between them and threw down a thunderous poster dunk directly over Durant's head. The Footprint Center crowd, nearly all Suns fans, gasped in collective disbelief. Boos mixed with genuine shock at what they had witnessed. The referees reviewed the play, but upheld it as a clean dunk. No foul was called because Edwards had simply overpowered 2 defenders through pure athletic superiority. He strutted off, displaying what witnesses described as Atlanta swagger, yelling to the Minnesota bench, while Durant picked himself up from the court. The final score of 122-116 completed the 4-0 sweep, sending the Suns home in the first round. Edwards had accomplished something remarkable. He had eliminated his favorite player from playoff contention while simultaneously immortalizing himself with a signature moment. In a Netflix documentary clip released later, Edwards reflected on the dunk with characteristic confidence. "I did that to KD. I'm the greatest." He explained that Durant had accepted the challenge of guarding him personally, which made the victory even sweeter. Edwards noted he was genuinely happy that Durant tried to stop him rather than switching on to easier assignments. YouTube comments flooded the highlight videos with reactions. One fan wrote, "MJ is back." Another observed, "That was I came, I saw, and I conquered type dunk. Nasty." The media consensus crystallized around one phrase. This was a passing of the torch moment, the new generation officially claiming the throne from the old guard. Edwards offered one final quote about the series that summer before the Olympics. "I'm excited to play with him this summer, talk a little trash, and let him know I sent him home." The combination of respect and ruthlessness defined Edwards' entire approach to Durant. He loved the man, but refused to let that love prevent him from destroying him on the court. Durant, for his part, maintained his composure and class. He repeated his praise for Edwards, saying he was so impressed with Ant, and that he loved everything about Ant. The response elevated Durant in many fans' eyes. Here was a legend gracefully acknowledging his successor, rather than making excuses or showing bitterness. The sweep sparked immediate consequences for the Suns organization. Questions arose about roster construction, Durant's fit with the team, and whether Phoenix had wasted its championship window. Meanwhile, Edwards' confidence skyrocketed. He entered the 2024 Olympics as arguably the most hyped American player, eventually proving himself on the international stage as well. Memes proliferated across social media. The most popular depicted Edwards literally stealing a torch from Durant's hands. Others showed Durant aging in real time as Edwards dunked on him. The internet had crowned a new king, and Kevin Durant was forced to watch his throne pass to the man who once worshipped him. Durant gets elbowed into relevance. The 2024-25 NBA regular season brought more opportunities for Edwards and Durant to clash. The Timberwolves dominated the series 4-0, extending Minnesota's winning streak against Durant's teams to 7 consecutive games. Each meeting added fuel to their rivalry, with Edwards growing increasingly brazen in his trash talk, while Durant attempted to reclaim some dignity. March 3, 2025 produced another memorable chapter. The Timberwolves hosted the Suns at Target Center, with Edwards putting on a masterclass. He scored over 30 points while hitting 5 three-pointers, marking his 10th game of the season with that statistical combination, a franchise record. But the numbers only told part of the story. Edwards spent the entire game verbally assaulting Durant's defensive capabilities. After hitting a contested jumper over Durant, Edwards turned to him and delivered a pointed message. "KD, come, KD. Like, you ain't no defensive player." The words cut deeply because they contained truth. Durant had never been known for his defense, and Edwards was exploiting every weakness in his game. The target Target Center crowd erupted at the verbal jab, sensing Edwards was operating on a different level of psychological warfare. Durant laughed during the exchange, maintaining his trademark cool demeanor. But everyone watching understood the dynamic had shifted permanently. Edwards owned Durant in every head-to-head meeting, and no amount of graceful losing could change that reality. Post-game, Edwards continued his assault in interviews. He admitted that watching Durant hit shots made him feel like a fan again, but quickly pivoted back to criticism. "Sure, we destroyed them," he said with a smile. Marca's headline captured the sentiment perfectly. Edwards has no chill. Then came March 30th, 2025, and the rivalry took a physical turn that nobody expected. The Timberwolves traveled to Phoenix for another regular season matchup. The game proceeded normally until 2:43 remaining in the first quarter, when a transition play changed everything. Edwards chased a long pass intended for Durant, who swung his arm while attempting to box out. Durant's elbow connected directly with Edwards' nose, sending the young star crashing to the court. Edwards collapsed, holding his face as trainers rushed onto the court. Blood appeared on the towel he pressed against his nose, and the Target Center crowd. Wait, this game was in Phoenix. The Footprint Center crowd mixed boos with genuine concern. Edwards was escorted to the locker room for evaluation, leaving the arena uncertain whether he would return.
Edwards is on his feet now as you hear the crowd applaud. Again, facial contusions, not uncommon, happens quite a bit.
Referees reviewed the play and ruled it accidental contact. No flagrant foul was assessed, and Durant received only a common personal foul, his first of the game. The ruling acknowledged what replays confirmed. Durant had not intentionally targeted Edwards' face. The elbow was simply the product of two elite athletes competing at full speed. Edwards emerged from the locker room during the second quarter with visible swelling around his eye and nose. Despite the nasal contusion diagnosis, he refused to sit out. He scored 20 points after returning, leading Minnesota to a 124-109 victory that continued their dominance over the Suns. Post-game, Edwards downplayed the injury with characteristic toughness. "Nasal contusion? I'm good." Durant offered no public comment on the collision, allowing the incident to fade without controversy. But social media had other plans. YouTube videos with titles like "KD knocks out Ant and has zero regrets" accumulated thousands of views. Fans joked that Durant had finally found a way to slow down Edwards by physically assaulting him. Others speculated about potential revenge scenarios, wondering if Edwards would retaliate in future matchups. The Times of India wrote about Timberwolves' uncertainty surrounding Edwards' condition, though those concerns proved overblown. The physical encounter added a new dimension to their rivalry. Edwards had dominated Durant verbally and statistically, but Durant had drawn blood, literally. The accidental nature of the elbow prevented any real controversy, but it reminded everyone that NBA basketball remained a contact sport where injuries occurred without malice. Meanwhile, their rivalry had spread far beyond the basketball court. Social media became another battleground, where Edwards and Durant exchanged verbal blows with audiences numbering in the millions. Edwards had developed a reputation for claiming superior shooting ability to Durant, a bold assertion given Durant's legendary scoring resume. Durant responded with devastating personal attacks that went viral. One exchange featured Durant allegedly responding to Edwards' shooting claims by saying, "Sure, you're the best shooter, but not in the ring. You're a shooter with 4 different girls. That's why you got 4 kids." The roast referenced rumors, unverified but widely circulated, about Edwards' personal family situation. Edwards, at just 22 to 23 years old, had allegedly fathered multiple children with different women. Durant exploited this vulnerability ruthlessly, shifting the conversation from basketball to personal life in a way that left Edwards defenseless. Another viral exchange featured Durant telling Edwards he had 4 child support cases at 22. Fans celebrated the response. KD finally got a social media dub, one post with 16,000 likes. He declared Edwards had dominated Durant on the court, but Durant was winning the internet. Edwards reportedly asked Durant to stop reacting to his social media posts, essentially requesting a ceasefire in their online war. Durant's response was characteristically savage. "Get better first." The implication was clear. Durant would stop roasting Edwards when Edwards actually accomplished something meaningful, like winning a championship. The personal nature of these exchanges drew backlash from some corners. Critics argued that attacking someone's family crossed a line that professional athletes should respect, but many fans reveled in the drama, with posts going viral across Instagram and Twitter. The beef between Edwards and Durant had transcended basketball, becoming genuine entertainment for millions who followed their every interaction. Some researchers identified that many of the most viral exchanges were actually fabricated screenshots designed for clicks. The NBA meme economy thrived on fake quotes attributed to real players, and the Edwards Edwards-Durant rivalry proved particularly fertile ground for such content. Fans couldn't always distinguish real posts from manufactured drama, but the engagement numbers proved people didn't particularly care about authenticity. Edwards' public position remained one of affection for Durant despite the rivalry. "Gotta love KD," he would say after particularly brutal exchanges. The statement captured the complexity of their relationship, genuine respect underneath layers of competitive hostility and social media warfare. Durant strikes back and the rivalry evolves. January 2026 brought a new chapter in the Edwards-Durant saga. Durant had left the Phoenix Suns for the Houston Rockets, seeking a fresh start with a franchise building around young talent. The trade represented an acknowledgement that Phoenix's championship window had closed, largely due to Edwards and the Timberwolves dismantling them repeatedly. January 16, 2026 marked their first meeting in Durant's new uniform. The Rockets hosted the Timberwolves at Toyota Center, with Edwards sidelined due to foot injury management. The absence prevented another on-court confrontation, but created an unexpected opportunity for their relationship to display its warmer side. Durant put on a scoring exhibition, dropping a season-high 39 points while shooting 6 of 8 from three-point range. He dueled Julius Randle, who also scored 39 for Minnesota, but the Rockets emerged victorious 110-105. Durant had finally snapped his losing streak against the Timberwolves, even if Edwards wasn't there to defend it. During a clock malfunction at the 5:52 mark of the third quarter, cameras caught Edwards and Durant sharing laughs on the sideline. Edwards reportedly told Durant, "Come on, gang, I was waiting on you." Durant responded by teasing Minnesota's cold winter weather, to which Edwards allegedly replied by calling Durant ashy, a lighthearted reference suggesting Durant needed moisturizer. The exchange demonstrated genuine friendship underneath their competitive hostility. Media coverage emphasized the mutual respect shining through their rivalry. Fans celebrated Durant's performance, while acknowledging that a healthy Edwards might have changed the outcome. The game represented a rare Durant victory against Minnesota, but the asterisk of Edwards' absence loomed large. Then came the incident that threatened to destroy any remaining goodwill between them. In late 2025 or early 2026, a viral social media post emerged showing Edwards allegedly commenting on a photo of Bronny James with his girlfriend, Parker Whitfield. Edwards supposedly wrote, "Bronny, you are lucky to have her. It's time to build your own family." The unsolicited advice appeared to come from a genuine place, Edwards offering big brother wisdom to the Lakers rookie. But Durant allegedly responded with devastating force. Telling someone to start a family while you left yours is diabolical. The typo in left, meant to be left, only added to the meme's spread. Durant was allegedly accusing Edwards of abandoning his own family while advising others to start theirs. The hypocrisy angle resonated deeply with fans who had followed the rumors about Edwards' personal life. The post exploded across social media. A Facebook post from Basketball Graphico accumulated 878,000 views, with crying and skull emojis emphasizing the roast's savagery. Twitter repost by a Hoopses gained over 1.6 million views, 18,000 likes, and 2,200 reposts. The clapback became one of the most discussed NBA social media moments of the year. Fan reactions ranged from cruel laughter to genuine concern about crossing lines. One Twitter user interpreted Durant's message as telling Edwards to stop giving family advice when he allegedly couldn't manage his own. Another joked that Edwards got a whole starting lineup of kids with different women, while Durant was sniping from the sidelines. Some fans lost respect for Edwards entirely. Lost respect for Edwards. What is you to tell Bronny to start a family? KD ain't lying. Others defended Edwards by pointing out the post might be fabricated, a common occurrence in NBA meme culture. TikTok videos mocked Edwards' wisdom with captions questioning whether he had his own life together. Research into the exchange revealed significant authenticity concerns. No original post from Edwards' verified Instagram account, @Anthony Edwards, or Durant's verified Twitter, @KDTrey5, could be found containing the exact quotes. The polished graphic format screamed manufactured meme rather than organic social media exchange. No mainstream sports media outlets like ESPN or The Ringer covered it as a real incident. Only tangential discussions about their general rivalry. Edwards had previously admitted he avoids social media specifically to dodge drama, making the alleged original post even more suspicious. The exchange felt real because it aligned perfectly with their established dynamic. Edwards offering bold takes, Durant responding with personal attacks, but that very perfection suggested fabrication. Regardless of authenticity, the meme achieved its purpose. It generated millions of views, sparked debates about hypocrisy and personal boundaries in athlete rivalries, and added another chapter to the Edwards-Durant mythology. Bronny James and his family never publicly responded, unusual for legitimate drama involving LeBron's inner circle. The cultural impact extended beyond basketball discourse. The exchange highlighted social media media toxicity in NBA fandom. Fake beefs spread faster than real news, and engagement metrics incentivized increasingly personal attacks. Edwards' endorsement deals faced potential scrutiny as brands wondered whether his unfiltered personality created liability. Throughout all the drama, the fundamental dynamic remained unchanged. Edwards dominated Durant on the basketball court, while Durant occasionally won battles on social media. The Timberwolves held a 7-1 record against Durant's team since 2024, including the playoff sweep. No amount of clever Instagram clapbacks could erase that statistical reality. Edwards continued publicly professing love for Durant, even as their rivalry intensified. The paradox defined modern NBA relationships. Players could genuinely respect and even worship opponents while simultaneously trying to destroy their legacies on the court. Edwards grew up idolizing Durant's game and still considered him the greatest player he ever watched, but that admiration coexisted with the knowledge that surpassing Durant required humiliating him repeatedly. Durant, approaching his late 30s, faced the inevitable reality of athletic decline. The Rockets' trade represented one final attempt to contend for championships, but Edwards and his generation stood ready to block that path. Durant's social media savagery provided psychological victory when physical dominance was no longer possible. If he couldn't beat Edwards with basketball, he could at least wound him with words. The rivalry showed no signs of cooling down as 2026 progressed. Edwards' confidence grew with each victory, while Durant's motivation to prove doubters wrong intensified with each loss. Their next meeting promised more trash talk, more viral moments, and more fuel for the NBA's most entertaining feud. Whether their exchanges were real or manufactured, organic or calculated, the Edwards-Durant rivalry captured something essential about modern professional sports. Competition extended far beyond the court into social media, press conferences, and the collective imagination of millions of fans. The numbers, points, rebounds, wins, losses, only told part of the story. The full narrative required understanding the psychological warfare, the personal attacks, the genuine affection hiding beneath layers of hostility. Anthony Edwards attacked Kevin Durant because that's what rising stars do to falling legends. Durant fought back because champions never surrender quietly. Together, they created the defining rivalry of their era, a clash that would be discussed and debated for decades. The only certainty was that more confrontations awaited, more viral moments would emerge, and more chapters would be written in the ongoing saga of the young king versus the aging emperor. The basketball world watches with anticipation as Edwards and Durant prepare for their next encounter. Every game between them now carries weight beyond the scoreboard. It represents a generational clash, a battle for legacy, and a deeply personal rivalry that neither man can walk away from. Edwards has made his intentions clear. He will not stop until he has surpassed every accomplishment Durant achieved. The playoff sweep was just the beginning. The trash talk, the poster dunks, the social media wars, all of it serves a singular purpose, establishing Anthony Edwards as the undisputed face of the NBA. Durant refuses to fade quietly into retirement. His move to Houston signals a man still hungry for championships, still capable of dominating on any given night. The 39-point explosion against Minnesota proved his scoring ability remains elite. Age may slow his body, but his competitive fire burns as intensely as ever. Their rivalry transcends individual games or seasons. It represents the eternal NBA cycle. Young lions hunting aging kings, legends fighting to preserve their legacies, and fans witnessing history unfold in real time. Michael Jordan had Isaiah Thomas. LeBron James had Paul Pierce. Now Anthony Edwards has Kevin Durant. The next chapter awaits, and if history teaches anything, it will be even more dramatic than everything that came before. If you enjoyed this video, click on any of the cards on your screen.